It might be useful for you to press the go live button instead of the start stream button on OBS Studio. But hello, welcome back to the stream. I'm glad you guys are here. I am going to... Okay. I got the stream pulled up on my second monitor so I know what's happening. I was playing around, just like, goofing off, hopping around, decide what we have so far. We got balancing, you could jump, you could be tails. And we got rings damage, and we were working on springs last time. But before we do anything, that death animation doesn't feel right, but it most likely is. But where is it? Yes, here. I was making a background. Well, I didn't really make it. I took Launch Base Zone's background from the final boss, and then I gave it colors from Spring Yard Zone. I say it looks pretty nice. But here, one thing I want to do today's stream is... what's it called? Add backgrounds and show how I do it. Since I do not like... the parallax background extension is a nice thing to have, but I'm personally not the biggest fan of it. Because, like, it feels limiting at times. Like, you can't really influence anything from it. What we're going to do, we'll grab a new palette from Sprite. There we go. And we're going to do color mode indexed. So now, I'm going to move this over here. Close a Discord since we don't need it right now. And I'm just going to go put every single one of these frames in. Going through. I'm using Sprite so I can get the palette once again. And yes, it is Sonic one time again, Ethan. But if I'm correct, now I'm on these strips of 3. They're the same size each. So instead of making individual frames, I'll just put them all in the same document, and I'll show you what I do with that once we go in. Making sure these are all lined up properly. There we go. Now we got those. Then we get the final chunk, which is just this dithering, which I might change it up to fit the Sonic 1 style a bit more. And then, like, the bottom clouds. So we're going to remove the palette from all of these sprites, so then we can go back in and give the palette. And then we're going to go through color mode, indexed, and go through every single one. Right, color mode, indexed. What is this, scrap zone that you're talking about, Ethan? Okay, we go to Assets, Graphics. Level. Backgrounds. Level. We're gonna have test zone. Do we do spaces? We do not do spaces. Okay. Test zone -1 That saved it as an ASprite file. Whoopsies. I'm gonna go here, delete. Make sure it's a PNG. I'm gonna go through. Move the number. Add a 2. Golden Capital City. Interesting. I'm gonna finish exporting these, and then I'll take a look at that. .png. I'll save as 4.png. This is 567. We're gonna copy that, left png. We got the final part, which is 6.png. Okay, now that this is all exported, the spreader's resource got a site update. I really like how it looks. It looks stunning. And it like fits the idea for the spreader's resource too. And we got tags as well too. Just a really fun looking. And plus we got placeholder avatars. That's not just a silly smiling head. Well, it's more of a silly smiling head than anything else, but like it's pixel art based as well. Yeah. Now I remember what I was gonna do. Monica 1 scrapped zones. Take a look at the cutting room floor. The victory jump. Always been fun. You could see where the Sega Master System version of Sonic 1 took place in development since the background. Originally it was black. Now you go more on and on and on. Green Hill Zone, Labyrinth Marble, Starlight, Sparkling Zone was Spring Yard, and Clockwork Zone was Scrap Brain. I don't see anything on a filters inside of GDevelop. Can you describe what you mean by that a bit more, so I, have more of an understanding? And while you do that, Zoos, I will be importing the background. Back around test zone. Background. Okay. Now we're going to go to this external layout. Use gameplay. And now we get to the fun part. We get to add not another layer. Is it? Oh, it's because of the 3D stuff. This is entirely 2D. We do not need these effects. These are useful if you are going with 3D. But if you're solely 2D, you don't need anything 3D since it won't do anything for you. Show grid. The base layer. And we're going to get tiled sprites. Sprite. Canvas size. Oh, tells me at the bottom. So 512. And we'll just leave it at 32 as we go. We're going to go ahead to graphics, backgrounds, level, and then we got our test zones. Name it appropriately. Background underscore test zone -1. Now we're on the background layer. Place these in. Canvas size is 56. Move that, plus it back in. Set up grid to be 8 by 8. And we don't need anything actually wider than our screen, because there would be no point having an extended sprite over here, since it will all still be shown. Zone 2. Grab that. We'll go here. See, it is 64 pixels tall. So we reflect that and place it in. So might look better split up where these two big ones are on the top. I might do that. Oh, it's okay, Cyber. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna rename that to E and rename this one to 1. Hello, kitty. Okay. Change the order. Duplicate the sprite. And we are now on this one, which is 24. So we go in here, type 24. This is a 40. Duplicate. Oh, that's cool. Do you have any progress footage on your take, Ethan? Five is where we have our multiple. Yeah, that's 5. This in here. 16. I really suggest you showing off your thing on your own time. Do people, you know, start to figure out like what you do, who you are, stuff like that. It's a great way to start getting out there. And now these are duplicated. Now we grab our final one, which is 6. Drag that in. That is not 6. There we go. Oh, it's because of the height. Height of this one is 176. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna move this a bit where it makes sense. That's cool. What are you making it in? Okay. I'll wait for Ethan's response. Now we gotta start adding some variables to this. What I am going to do, I'm gonna go take a look at something I'd done a while ago. It's in, not example projects. It should be... Green Hill Zone. Oh. Sometimes I forget about classic Sonic Simulator. And go to title screen. Look at the variables here, so... Okay. I'm going to go and take a look at this. Go here. Parallax speed. Okay. Let's see how I coded this. Okay. So 0 plus. Okay. Remember what I did here now. Okay. We're now going to create a new folder. Backgrounds. Add a new folder called Test Zone. I'm gonna put these all as global. One thing, I did say I took a break since I was doing college. Oh, well, my first week of college, that is. It was quite fun, actually. More enjoyable than I was expecting it to be. It's way more free than, like, high school, middle school, stuff like that. I just wish, like, more places would teach, like, college. But you can't win them all. Got background stuff. We're going to make a new global group. Background. Use an object. Place our test zone backgrounds. Apply. Now we're going to make this a global group. if you didn't notice, I've changed my Windows, like, theming a tiny bit. I also made pedo my start button. And it's just, like, really silly. But now that we got our backgrounds, we got to mess with the variables. This one can go bye-bye. So here, variables. This would be... chunk... advanced. Multi-chunk... number. That's a better name. Because, like, hey, if you have multiple chunks, you change this number. It's a default 0 for no change. We got parallax. Parallax speed. Did I spell parallax correctly? I did. Okay, that's good. Parallax speed. X. Parallax speed Y. So this is like how fast it would go based on our camera movement. I'm gonna do auto scroll X, auto scroll Y, okay. And there we go. And now we got our variables. At some point in time, we're going through all multi-chunk numbers, set it to 0. I set this all to 0. And then we're going to convert it all back to... We're going to set it all to 1, and now we're going to convert it all back to 0. Okay. Parallax speed X. It will be like... like, let's say, like, half of it of what it goes. Multi-chunk number. This would be 2. And this would be 0.45. 2. This equals to 1. And this is 0.4. This will be 0.35. This would be 0 as is. We're just gonna move this about so we keep the same order. So as we go up, this number slowly goes down of our parallax speed X. 0.3. 0.25. 0.2. And then wrapping it off, it will be 0.15. Okay. So we have our background in. It's just not doing anything right now. Okay. But if we were to go here, since it is not told to load, it will not load here when we're in the actual scene. But yeah. And this is all in the base layer. No, it's all in the background layer, which is exactly where we want it to be. Okay. We can hide our backgrounds. And we can go start working on the events for the backgrounds. Which would be external events, background, related. Choose the scene, a gameplay test act 1. I'm gonna have this be for each object in backgrounds. We do a few things. We're gonna indent it, make it a sub event. Go to backgrounds. X image offset, set to. Actually, I'm gonna go reference what I did here. Okay. So we just take camera center, multiply it by our scroll speed parallax, and of course divide it by our gameplay layer scale, so our camera is not zooming all over the place. X offset background set to. It would be camera center X times would be backgrounds parallax speed X. Put this all, we'll close it all up, and then we add divided by 4. So now it's not loaded into the game, but it's not even loaded into here either. We gotta go here, grab background related. Save again, file, open recent. Okay. Trigger once. Looking through. Okay. Now I fully remember what I'm supposed to do here. We do not need for each object. We need a trigger once. Go here. And then we need a new variable of in gameplay dropped rings. We're gonna close dropped rings and we're making a new thing called current background. Set this to text. Or set this to test zone. No, we're gonna set it to null. So nothing shows up here by default. Okay. So if variable value gameplay current background is equal to test zone, it will create objects from an external layout. 0, 0, 0. External layout test zone. Actually, we could do something else here. Background. We have the space plus gameplay. Gameplay for our background. We're gonna make another variable here called reload background. Actually, we're gonna have it be background. We're gonna make this a structure. So we're gonna have current. This will be the text, and this is what we have as null. And then we have reload. We set as a boolean, and we set that to true. So basically what we have here, it grabs the current background, which we can set on command. It loads it, and then it sets reload to false. The second reload becomes true, it will run this trigger once script again. Delete. Let's do external condition. Oh, it's doing it in the wrong spot. Variable value, gameplay, background, reload is true. And it goes here, variable value, gameplay, background, reload, set it to false. Gameplay, background, current. Okay. So right now, if we were to load it, it will do absolutely nothing. So we go here to variable value, change variable value, background current set to test zone. So if we were to load it now, we got our background. And it scrolls how you expect it to. Although I might change the speed order. But hey, now we have a fully scrolling and working background. And we could still die. I say as I instantly collect a ring the second I hit the spike pick. Okay. And then we can always instantly stop time and then break the game. Okay. Change it to that. And then we're going to change the Y offset to... what's it called? 0 plus background. Oh! Can I get backgrounds? Where is it? Need height. There we go. Background's height divided by... I know that would be times backgrounds multi-chunk number. There we go. So this right here should change the frames. So now these frames are different. It might change how it's animated. Although I said that before. To where the higher it goes. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll do it. Bet this is 0.15. Bet this is 0.2. 0.25. 0.5, 0.3, 0.35, 0.35, 375, 0.4, 0.45. There we go. And there we go. That feels a bit more natural for the clouds. Okay. That is basically done. We finished our background code. If I were to have a Green Hill Zone, we could easily swap it out. There's our gameplay stuff. There's our test zone background. But now, since we finished that, one, I'm going to turn on my fan since it's getting hot in my room. And two, let me explain what this does. So every time the game is... every time background reload is true, this will right here will trigger once. It creates objects based on background, and then whatever the variable value is for whatever background you want. And then it sets reload to false. Welcome, Sonic and Tails. Everyone plays your games because your games released on the Genesis. Go here, save. But I did forget one thing. Remove. Or no. Delete. Layer. Okay. Hello, Sonic and Tails. What we are going to do is make a new variable called delete. Actually, cancel. We don't need to make a new thing. You can just go to backgrounds, delete the object. So now what it does, every time it is meant to reload, it deletes everything under the group called backgrounds, which is our background layer, which contains all of our background strips. And we add more the more we go on. So it deletes everything from there, from the scene. It creates new, and then it sets reload to false. So now, we're fine here. But I can repurpose that C button to set reload to true. It's going to set reload to true and instantly kill the game. So hopefully, it does not. So we're just gonna if we set it to null, actually, go here, set this to background current. Depending on your internet, it will, like, take time, stuff like that. And set reload to true. Okay. So, once we press C, instead of instantly closing the game like well, not closing, instantly freezing the game like we had it do before, it should now delete the background. And this shows that we are able to delete and redraw the background. I'm gonna do this, press it for V, and we're going to set it to test zone. So C removes it, V adds it back. And then when we add it back, there's like no issue whatsoever, since no matter what, it will change based on your direction. Well, like your speed, stuff like that. So us pressing V does nothing, since yeah, it might be deleting and redoing everything, but like I could do this quickly and you see like it, the background, besides it being deleted, like me actually pressing C to delete it, it does not jitter when I press V, because it just does it instantly. So now we got backgrounds theoretically working. There is more that we're going to have to do. We have to add animation, but since this background has no animation whatsoever, we can't really add animation to it. And by animation, I mean like the cycling palette, like you see it for the water in... yeah, for the water in Green Hill Zone. Now we are going to check Ethan's channel here, since they added our level thing here. As we watch this, I want to recommend you one thing. If you're wanting to show something off, don't use supersonic, which allows you to sit there and speed through everything. I'd use, like normal Sonic or like any other normal character. I do have a question for you. What do you plan on doing for the other bosses? Like the Labyrinth Zone boss, for example. Okay. Not too bad on the level design apartment. Although, I feel that Eggman rides a bit too low, since his ball is going into the ground. But overall, pretty good. Good job doing this. Although, I do suggest not using Supersonic when you're wanting to show stuff off, because that just allows you to speed through and choose everything. Ooh, the bonus stage. Nice. To make this more of an actual bonus stage, I'll have a ring door that requires you to get a certain amount of rings to open. But then again, that can also be cheesed by... yeah, cheese of Supersonic. I'm gonna check this out briefly. Okay, just a sunset mod. Okay, back to business. I'm gonna go here, take a look at HUD. HUD display. Okay. We're going to do one thing. Grab the location of this. This is X16200. Do we have any HUD? Yes, we got a HUD related folder. Okay. So this will, if, where is it? HUD graphics, animation, by name, contains, no, that's by, okay, contains lives. Originally when I was doing this, the reason why I brought it up to coordinates is I'm going to read, like, hey, if you're located here, do your magic. But we can just reference if it says lives. We're going to change the animation frame by name, set to lives plus gameplay. Where would that be? Save that as, let that go as is. Okay, it'd be settings, characters. Okay. Settings, character. So now, since we're Tails, it does not change. Okay, remove that. Okay. Look into this a bit more. Character, current. Oh, that's why it didn't go. We didn't have current here. Okay, this should work. It did not work. Okay. So what we can do, we can take the easy way out. This is a less... That's why it didn't work. Our code was perfect. We just didn't have a Tails graphic. And if I'm correct, I didn't make one either. We go to our project, go to graphics, HUD related. Okay, we do have a HUD's lives Tails. So we gotta add that for our thing to actually take any effect whatsoever. So we add lives, base, Tails. And then we add our Tails graphics. So that would be in HUD related, and then HUD lives underscore Tails. And there we go. This should work now that we actually have the graphic. And as you see, it does. So now we are Tails. We can still eat spikes. But now our life counter reflects what character we are. I'm gonna head to our global variables. And go back to Sonic for a bit. Just one, we want to see if it actually changes back. And two, we actually got the proper peel out. Okay. We added the background, we fixed the HUD. This stream has been going on for like 50 minutes. We added two, I wouldn't say add two things. We did two things. We added one and we did another. Okay. Our springs work fine. We can balance on them too. As we can just balance basically anywhere if we so wanted to. But Hello, Neon Guy 18. If you're curious about the title, it's basically exactly what you think it is. We're recreating Sonic 1 inside a GDevelop. The reason why the background's not a Sonic 1 background is because this is like our testing environment, where we add stuff and such. Okay. My current viewers, what features should we add next? Should we add the shields? Like shields, monitors, stuff like that? Or do we add, like, the baseline for badniks? We're making a... Well, which one do we add? That's what my question was. Okay, we're gonna add the shields first. I'm gonna make some folders. Put this to collision. Okay. Here. Press OK again. There we go, we got our collision stuff all organized. I'm gonna make another folder. Called Player Graphics. Sonic in there. Put Tails in there. So now our stuff's organized. And now we can start working on shields. Okay. We go to here. Go to Objects Common. And now we start our fun little magic after closing our current workspace. Okay. We're gonna grab Sonic Sprite as well, along with Tails. We go to Assets, we go to Graphics. Player, Sonic, Skip. Now we just got Sonic here. And we do the same thing for Tails. Yep. So, as you see, just line it up so it's nice and even. With our sprite, only thing different between Tails and Sonic is the fur colors here. Not really a biggie, but I want to do something unique with it. For our shields, and the rest of our monitor icons, we are going to make a little effect. Just like how we do, like, the cycling palette for, like, supersonic, stuff like that. So, it would change color based on, like, what colors you are. So, like, let's say if I'm Tails, these stars and stuff will become, like, yellow and stuff. Okay. Time to put the shields in. Just the same thing. Copying and pasting the frames. Make an animation. Would it be Control E? No. Be Control Shift E. No. Control Shift. Make a new layer again. That's that. There we go. It was Alt B. That was just a fault on my end. Grabbing all the shields, putting them in. And we're gonna grab the invincibility as well. Which I prefer Sonic 1 invincibility. The 2, 3, stuff like that. That looks nice. It's just, I don't know how to code that. And the Sonic 1-star shield is... what's it called? It's just a graphic that goes on the player that has clones. Unlike spinning around spawning stars. Okay, now we got our shields. I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna do File, Export, Sprite Sheet. Just so we can edit this a bit easier. Delete our palette. Don't save that. Then we add our palette here. Sprite, color mode, indexed. Okay. I would do Game Maker Studio. I don't have money. I don't want to pay a subscription. GDevelop's free, and it's what I've been using. And it's simple to learn. So, like, I can make something, and people can work off of what I'm doing easily. And this runs pretty smoothly. Besides, like, a slight bug with the extension itself, where just landing on corners. If you land on a corner that is to your right, you clip back onto it until you go to your halfway point. If it is your left, you just bounce off. I'll let the right people know about that. Or I can just look into it myself and see what's causing that. Since I do have partial ownership over this extension. Anyways, file import. Import. We're gonna do 48 by 48. And now we got our shields. I'm gonna delete these frames. No, we wanted to do one thing before, but we can still do it now. Okay. We want to get debug colors. So it's simple. We just go to our swatches, go to RGB, grab our bright neon green. And we want to use not valuables. We want to use variables that the Sega Genesis cannot use. Finding a... Okay, I'll do it myself. We're gonna go to here, Documents, Brights, and my color palettes. Yeah. Since our little remake here, lift the Orbinaut framework. I like it. It's really good. But that'd just be me using a framework, which I do not want to do. When doing this, I want to show the process of me recreating it. So that's the whole point of it. Since not only the stream series is like show my process, is help show people, hey, like, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you go through the process of making your whole entire game. Also with Game Maker Studio, it is free, but if I'm pretty sure you need a subscription to export to like PC, desktop, stuff like that. You can only export to websites for free. Okay. We could just make our little debug color palette here. First colors. 155, 155. So we got this color. I'm going to turn off my smoothing since I was drawing the last time I had Photoshopped open. I'm going to make this to 555. Draw the, add some more. Make this 0, 0. Okay, that's must be a new feature from last time I checked. Because last time I used it, it didn't have that. Okay. Now we use multiples of 5 for our debug palette. So, if we play our cards right and actually follow by our palette rule of only being able to use these RGB values, this will not influence anything at all besides what we want it to. We gotta unlock the palette, and then we start putting our colors in. Although I just might make this pure neon green. Yeah, speaking about Game Maker Studio, the Spreader's Resource had a giveaway when they were launching their new site. I only stayed around for... They had 20 keys total, and they were doing 2 keys at a time. And they were streaming for a long while, for like a good 8 hours, I believe. So, a decent amount of people got Game Maker Studio, a lifetime membership for free. And I like that a lot. Anyways, now that we got our debug palette in, save it. Go to graphics, objects. We go to shields. We're gonna do shield S1-1. PNG files, save. And I'm going to go into my file system. Go to graphics. And, like, let's go to collision tiles. I'm just seeing how, like, my naming, stuff is. So, it's the main thing, and then, like, any sub stuff goes after an underscore. Left players. Okay. It's whatever. Files are named however they're going to be named. Okay. I'm going to delete. File, save as, and actually underscore these. Okay. Invincibility. I spelled that completely wrong. Or did I? Yes, I did. There we go. Invincibility underscore S1-1. And then we do PNG files, and then boom. Make a new, write, import images. I want to be in players. We go to objects, fields, large icon. What I actually might do is here delete these frames and just delete the graphic itself. I go to save as. Put this to 4.png. So we're not, like, messing with flashing, stuff like that. So now, we got a completely blank thing. How the shield works in Sonic 1. One frame it is off. Well, one frame it's on, one frame it's off. And it just keeps on going. So kind of like this. And that's how you get, like, the transparency effect. That's hard on the eyes. We're just gonna do it differently then. So basically, we're duplicating the amount of frames we got. We're also kind of spacing it out too. So it's kind of got that I don't know how to explain it. Shield. So blue shield. S1. Shields. Later. I stated multiple times through the stream series, I'll dedicate one stream to just going around fixing stuff. We're going to lower the frame rate on that. Like 15. Okay. Here, advanced options, 4. We're going to be on our base layer. Put this in. We're unable to grab our player. Collision. Did I lock it? I did lock it. There we go. It would be like here. Okay. Common gameplay related. I'm gonna go to objects. Shields. Position would be player. Collision X. Player collision Y. And then plus whatever we have in here, like plus 1 divided by, no, multiplied by screen. Oh, that would be gameplay. Scale. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing here, lift X. Not X, or Y. So right now, we're gonna set it to 0. So it should forever be on us. So forever being on us, that's nice. Now we need to center it. First, we're gonna do simple increment. We're gonna go up by 16 on both axes. And that is almost perfect. We're gonna go 24 next. So we're adding an 8 to this. Okay. It is now mostly centered properly. Although we do peek out the top a bit. That's something we don't want. We're gonna set this to just 20. And there we go. We now fit inside of our shield. And this would work for the invincibility sparkers as well, since they share the same object. And we kill Sonic. Okay. We need to add some more variables to our player. Ability values, luck input. Is rolling. Power-ups. I'm gonna make a structure. Has a shield. Boolean. Shield type. And this would be the text, would be the text name of our current shield. So this would be blue shield S1. Wrong place. Go to player collisions variables. Shield type. Okay, has shield true. Name. And then we're gonna add one more. As speed shoe. Lean there. And then has invincibility. Okay. Did I spell it right? Moment of truth. That is has blue shield Sonic 1. Okay. Moment of truth. Let me select the text, please. Let me select the text. There we go. I did not. Welcome back, Ethan. Lean. Okay. Shield. Active. There we go. Okay. So shield, it graphically works. Well, it just looks as it should. But one, it's not over the player, so we need that to happen. But that is a very simple thing. We're going to go event group, fields, and invincibility. I'm not spelling that wrong again. Okay. So go forever. And go to the player. Yeah, it's a whole thing, but you always start somewhere. The order. Set to. Layer. Animations. Z. Order. +1. Okay. So now, our shield's in front of us. That's exactly what we want. So now we need to work on the functions of it. So, if fields variable value no, not shields variable value. I need player collision variable value. There we go, power-ups. Shield active true. Or shield active true, or you have invincibility. We switch Joe. Shields. Where is it? Okay, well, that's true. Okay, so we don't have an else. Both of these are false. We want to hide shield. So, since we don't have any shield, we don't get the shield. But hey, the heck of it. Let's give ourselves a shield. Shield active. Okay. Now we have the shield. Now we gotta go to bikes. Okay. Flare, hide that. Damage and death. Okay. Go to dropped rings. Damage through. Don't want to lose our rings. Okay. We're gonna go here. If variable value, if I type it in the box, variable value, field active equals true. False. We have as invincibility to false. We're gonna grab these. Put them here. I'm gonna make sure we stop having the shield once we get hit. What is a random thing you've always thought about Sonic 1 and 2? Variable value. False. Hide objects real quick while I continue going through here. Okay. Got our shield. Get hit, we lose a shield and our rings. Yeah. And then again, like the same band performed the Emerald Hill theme that you get the point. Okay. We're going to set dropped. Okay. Variables is damage. Dropping rings. Set this to a Boolean variable. Put it right under damage. Okay. I'm gonna set this variable value of dropped rings. Set it to true. Here we go to rings dropped. Damage is true. But we will not refer to as damage, we will refer to as dropping rings. Dropping rings is equal to true. We'll drop the rings. And then we'll set it to false. So we have our shield. Okay. Not what we want. Okay. We have our rings, we get hit, we still lose them. And that's not what we want. Okay. Go through damage. Damage to false. Dropping rings, set to false. Okay, actually, I know what's happening. We need a standard event, and we need to fix this. So what's happening? It checks if invincibility is false. If it is false, you'll lose your shield. And then since your shield is lost, as it goes on to this one, you drop your rings. So we're just going to put this under it. So in theory, you can hit the pit and die. Okay. Death. We get death here. Okay. Grab these two. Put it here. So, now we should be able to hit the spikes and not take any damage. But, okay. Or shield active is true. There we go. So we should walk in, hop on, we lose our shield, and now when we hit, we die. We still collect our ring though. We shouldn't have the player collect rings as they're dead. In simple, we go to ring stationary. This. So you can't be dead. Simple as that. We will rewrite this. This is a little band-aid fix. To where if we're to continue this way, we have to put this on every single thing. But you know what? It works for now, and it should work without any more problems. We're going to make a new group. So I realize we have spring stuff. Here. Flip horizontally, yes. Player collision. Variable value. Lock input left right. Set to true. Weight 0.25. And then set this to false. And you do the same thing here. In the original Genesis games, when you hit a spring, it sets your direction to currently, like, whatever force it would do. But it lock your input so you're not immediately braking once you hit the spring. Boom. Interesting. Let's set that to, like, I don't know, to test it, we'll set it to 2. Okay, our input gets locked, but our direction does not. We're gonna undo that. And we gotta go back up here to direction. Rounded. This would be player variable value, not child existence, variable value, variable left, right, and lock is equal to false. I'll just move that up here. There we go. We lost our shield. Okay. That's working. Go back to shields and invincibility. You do not have invincibility. Well, if it's true, set the animation to animation by name. We need to add the actual name to it. Ability. Shield. -S1. Although we'll just keep it as invincibility for short. There we go. So the animation gets set to invincibility. If this is false, set it to player collision power-ups shield name. There we go. So it is shield name. We get hit, we don't have a shield. But if we were to go player. Huh. A cool little theory about the Sonic 2 plot. Has invincibility. Now that we got invincibility, we have our little stars. And we should not be able to take damage at all. We took damage. Okay. Adds invincibility to false. So here, object, damage and death. False. Okay. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. That's why that happened. So we have a ring. We're gonna make sure we don't lose rings if I get up the slope. There we go. So now, we don't lose rings once we're invincible. And of course, I gotta add the after images for that too. Okay. Yeah, invincibility, we can't get hit. It's pretty cool. Seems like since we're invincible, we don't collect rings. So that's an issue of how we're doing death. We go back to spikes. And we're gonna go here. There we go. Thank you, Geometry Dash player. Only thing that's really off about it is right now we have a green shield that does not follow the Sega Genesis color palette whatsoever. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty close. Right now I'm working on shields. And lots of it's taken care of using variables. Now we got our shield. And we do not take damage. Lovely. Okay. We need to fix the issue. Okay. Spikes. Oh. That's why that's not working. I grabbed the wrong thing. So now, we should be able to go and take damage and lose our shield. And now that we lost our shield, we can go and stand on spikes. Okay. Okay. Let me try this again, but collect no rings. So I end up dying. I hit. I do my little invincibility. And then I die. So that is involving just when I got rings. Remove that. Grab the rings. They get hit. I still have my rings. And then, okay. I just put something where it shouldn't have been placed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to mess with some variables that we haven't messed with in a while. Global variables. Additional, use dash animation false. So now, no matter what we do, no matter how fast we go, we will never use our peel out / dash animation unless we're actively doing a peel out. Okay. We lose our rings. Die. And yeah. We're going pretty good. Although I'm going to change gravity lightly on this. No. Like this. So this should make us fall slower. And for compensation, I'm making this lower as well. Okay. Cyber City, aka Genocide City. The reason why it was originally, like, it had the name of Genocide City is because, they just wanted a cool English name. And they didn't know what genocide meant. Keep on losing my rings, then walk in, and I die. I am going to end today's stream roughly here. I know this one is not as long as most of my streams for the series are. My throat's really killing me, and it's been killing me for the past few days, so it's starting to hurt, like, starting to come back up now. So I don't want to push myself through pain. No matter how much I care for you guys, I'm not going to do something that will cause me physical pain. But what's it called? When we get back, well, next stream, which I'm probably going to start my streams every Sunday now that I got college in the way. But I got a festival to go to this week. And I'm not sure if it is on Sunday or not. If it's on Sunday, I'll stream Saturday. If not, Sunday. Next stream, I want to add the item monitors. Slash rest of the power-ups. Finish out, like, the rest of the power-ups itself as well. Such as the shield changing color. And, the after images for the invincibility shield. Also add the speed shoes, stuff like that. I'm not sure if I said speed shoes already. But I also want to start adding badniks as well. Because pretty much, once we add badniks and a goalpost, we have a fully working Sonic game. But, the badnik I'm going to add, for that, would be most likely the Motobug. But, other than that, that's probably it for today's stream. This is UnknownUney,